Elevator crushes tour guide to death in front of tourists. Yo, unironically, stuff like this happens in front of you. You gotta be like very unlucky to be in a place like that, unironically. Let's just see what this is about. Hopefully it's not graphic. If it is, a lot of blurring inbound.
Traumatized because they were covered with.
Oh man.
A 1,000-foot descent into a historic gold mine becomes a waking nightmare, leaving tourists helplessly trapped underground. The following footage has never been seen before. In Cripple Creek, Colorado, on the afternoon of October 10th, 2024, an elevator carrying men, women, and children began its descent.
And children? Oh. Oh no. Oh.
Molly Kathleen Gold Mine for its third tour of the day. But halfway down, at nearly 500 feet below the surface, the elevator ground to a sudden halt. No one on the surface knew what had happened until a woman began screaming from the depths. She emerged from the shaft after climbing the ladder lining its walls, physically exhausted, claiming that someone was dead. After a 911 call, Deputy Lee arrived to assess the situation.
How many tracks?
Well, you got 11 at 500 feet, and then there's another group at 1,000 feet.
How many do we know down there?
We think it's going to be 25 total.
So you're telling me 25 total, which is comprised of children, women, and men. Probably even families as well, which is the worst part.
And you got one confirmed deceased made at 500 feet. He's
Fell off the top.
he was an employee. Yeah, he's at the yacht.
Yeah.
The deceased employee is later identified as the group's tour guide, 46-year-old Patrick Walter Wire. Though the deputies assumed that he fell from the shaft's opening, Patrick was actually inside the elevator with the tour group at the time of their descent. What led to his death is far more horrifying than a fall. Witness accounts will soon paint a terrifying picture of his final moments. For now, nearly a dozen tourists, including 2 young children, remain trapped with his body beneath the surface.
Oh. Oh. That is, yo. There's no, yo, unironically, there's no amount of words I can describe. Yo, brother. Yo, this is actually making my skin crawl.
Who's this girl that's sitting over there?
She's one who got up.
They called? How did she get out? In the basket?
Covered in blood from the guy who fell to 500 feet.
Trent, the manager of the mine, is currently down below, helping the hoist operator as the elevator is slowly raised 100 feet at a time. The shaft is almost completely dark, and with no way of knowing what will emerge from below, rescuers hang a white sheet around the loading bay to shield bystanders from a sight that could leave them forever scarred.
Well, you got, obviously that's a good thing to do if you like want to prevent like bystanders seeing that stuff, but like, bro, just imagine the people that were involved in this. Like, is therapy enough? Like, be honest, is therapy enough to like potentially heal from something like this? You think people thinking no? Yo, like, you know how people say like, time heals everything. This, I don't think it can.
The single sheet, however, won't be enough to protect anyone from what they're about to see. As the elevator nears the surface, rescue workers brace for the possibility that the freed tourists will panic.
So if this gets chaotic, everybody, Chris is going to tell people not to step over this edge. That's
25 to 30 feet.
Terry, everything else goes through Terry.
You guys should be able to see it now.
So don't listen to me, don't listen to the cops, don't listen to whatever. Just do what Terry says so we can assess people.
We got it. We got people in the basket. You're going, yeah.
Alright, so remember, some of them are going to come from above. Step from this way. Yeah. These are heavy.
Yo.
How do we get them out of that second car? Anybody know? Down the stairs.
The tourists that emerge from the lower compartment are in a shocking state, with their clothes and hard hats soaked in blood.
Yo. I don't think there's No way they will recover from something like this. This is actually freaking me the fuck out. And I'm not saying this lightly.
Those in the upper level must wait for their turn to exit, and it quickly becomes clear why there's panic in their voices.
Like, actually, there's no amount of processing that can be done for this. This is making my brain, like, hurt in a way for people.
Everybody's clear from the bottom basket.
We got more up. Five up there.
We got 5 in the top basket.
9 total.
Who's left down below? Jason? You, were you taking anybody left down below? Okay.
Once the tourists are out, all that remains in the upper compartment is the mangled body of Patrick Wire, his twisted, broken form pointing to an unimaginably horrific death. What's even more chilling is the fact that he was in the lower compartment when the elevator began its descent. Not yet aware of what caused his demise and unclear on the safety of the elevator,
Bro.
deputies are now left with the realization that there's a second group of tourists still in the mine 1,000 feet below, with no way to bring them out.
There's also people stuck down there. I actually can't. I actually can't. Unironically can't. You're willing to tell me there's still a group of people down there stuck while they also have to watch. This is actually gonna make me puke. This is actually gonna make me puke. Unironically, this shit is actually gonna make me puke.
Trent's still down there with the whole other group. Trent's probably going down by ladder because he went to the 500 level to get this up.
Okay, so this did fall. What's the deal with that?
That's what we were told. He's the
Let's
horseman.
put him in, let's do a snow.
He don't know what happened. He said there's a loud bang,
So we can get him out of this.
so it was stopped.
As news of a tragedy at the mine starts to spread, Patrick's loved ones begin frantic attempts to call and text.
Homeboy. I actually feel sick to my stomach. Listen. I actually feel sick to my stomach. Mind you. Yes, bro.
Aware of what happened to him, but as the witnesses are far too traumatized to coherently explain, first responders are left with only pieces of the full story.
I heard that there was some separate that happened, so
I'm not sure. There's a finger on these doors or material. It's going to did something stupid.
what are you doing?
I think the doors are down.
The doors to each compartment are designed to be held in place by a metal latch, which prevents it from opening during the descent. The compartment has been torn off completely.
So the initial story got the one of the first guys in the elevator door. Did you go to more conversation taking place? It sounds like a low that he was in the upper excavated this study. Yeah, he was in the upper basket by about the people and he was deceased. The lower basket was were like 4 or 5 people before and they were traumatized because they were covered in.
So you're telling me from the top bunk of that elevator, blood just this actually feels like a horror scene movie. Unironically, this shit feels like a horror scene movie. Cause listen, what do you mean someone got crushed and that shit was dripping above them? That shit was dripping above them. Oh my god. That is actually terrifying.
And these are the doors that came off his elevator?
It wasn't until the witnesses are able to calmly recount the terrifying ordeal that the truth of what happened finally falls into place. As the tour began, 7 people, including 2 children, were loaded into the upper compartment. It was then raised, allowing the remaining tourists to enter the lower section. Many noticed that it was cramped inside when Patrick himself got on, and that he struggled to close the door, attempting and failing several times. A woman suggested that Patrick try to reload the carts as there was more room in the compartment above them. But by her account, he ignored the concerns. Eventually, Patrick managed to close the door and signaled to the hoist operator to begin their descent. But due to how packed it was in the lower compartment, the latch wasn't properly secured, causing the door to catch on the wall of the mine shaft at around 500 feet, where it began ripping from the frame and scraping along the wall. Witnesses recall hearing Patrick begin to shout, "I can't stop it, oh. Patrick then reached for the bell that would signal the hoist operator to stop the elevator, ringing it several times. But as he did so, he fell.
He did fall under the elevator. Oh my god.
Body slipping into the small space between the wooden wall and the elevator's frame. His body ricocheted, and as the elevator continued moving downward, he was dragged upward along the wall. As a result, Patrick suffered catastrophic injuries, including severe trauma to the back of his head, a crushed ribcage, detached heart, severed spleen, and a broken neck. No one could remember hearing Patrick scream, leading them to assume his death was instant. But while the traumatic moment ended quickly for Patrick, it was only beginning for those still trapped inside. As the elevator continued to descend and Patrick was dragged upward, his body was forced into the upper compartment, landing on a helpless woman and knocking her to the ground. But in the pitch-black darkness of the shaft, no one was aware of what had pinned her down. Several tourists pulled out their cell phones to use as flashlights, and in a moment of pure horror, they clearly saw the brutalized body of their tour guide. The two children began to panic, with one asking their dad to check if he was okay.
Bro.
But it was clear that Patrick was deceased. Those in the compartment below had no idea what happened and began to shout, saying the tour guide had gone missing. The children's mother eerily explained, "He's in here." Though her words left them confused, the truth of her statement would quickly become apparent to everyone below, as blood from Patrick's body began seeping through the floor, raining onto their hard hats and soaking their faces and clothes. With no cell service to call 911, 3 women from the upper level began to climb the ladder lining the shaft to reach the surface and find help. Those who were left behind, including the 2 children, remained trapped with Patrick's body until their rescue. Many of the tourists were taken to the hospital for treatment after suffering injuries during the ordeal, including the woman who was pinned by Patrick's lifeless body. Cause of the accident was ultimately determined to be operator error, and after Patrick's body was removed from the elevator, it was deemed safe to use, allowing rescuers to bring the second tour group to the surface.
And a horrible thing to be on vacation.
Although the mine passed a safety and compliance inspection in December of 2022 to reopen, the Molly Kathleen mine remains closed to tourists for the foreseeable future. Its website now thanks visitors for the many years they allowed them to share Colorado history. As 46-year-old Patrick Wire was a former United States Airman, a memorial procession was held in downtown Cripple Creek to honor his life and service. A GoFundMe established by Patrick's brother raised over $74,000.
Yo, I do not know if this GoFundMe is still open, but guys, if you can, please go support it. Like, just please do. And again, if I see anybody joking about this, I will both either time out your ass for so long or I will ban you. Like, real people, real life people, and real children were involved in this incident, okay? Brother,